Nice to meet you all. My name is Florence Cass. I work with the admissions office for the MScT.
Perfect. Thank you, everyone. Just to let you all know, I'm sure you're going to have a lot of questions. I hope and I believe that we've covered all the information that you would be needing. But if you do have questions, please do not hesitate to hit us up. Any topic that you have, admissions, program content, campus, student life, anything it is, just feel free to hit us up. You can always ask your questions in the Q&A button that you see on your screen. We will be taking all of your questions in the end, so please do not hold back. With that, let's go ahead and get the webinar started. So here I can see that we have students from different parts of the world. So I'm just going to go ahead and put up this little statistic that says 50% of the students who studied abroad went on to perform better academically, and about 97% of them that did study abroad were able to secure their graduation within 1 year, were able to secure their employment within 1 year after graduation. So this statistic, as you can see, is a powerful testament to the positive impact that studying abroad can have on you. It shows that studying abroad can help you not just gain a new perspective, but also help you improve your academic standing. It's going to be a great way for you to gain new experiences, explore new cultures, and at the same time, like I said, gain a competitive edge in any environment that you're in, be it a classroom or be it maybe in a company. Um, We've seen why you should study abroad. Let's see why you should choose France to do so. So, as you can see, France is among the leading countries in the world today, seventh in terms of economic power and second in Europe in terms of GDP. Um,
Shorty, I see you, but I don't see your slides.
oh, I'm so sorry. Just a second.
I see, I saw them.
Oh, okay. Participants, could you please let us know if you're able to see the slides?
Not anymore for me, but
Not
I
anymore
used
for
to.
me
Yeah,
either.
So.
I just
Yeah,
can't see
same.
it. Just a second. Can you see my screen?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Please stop me if you're not able to see it. So let me just go ahead. So, like I said, France should be your top choice of destination to study abroad because, again, seventh in economic power and second in Europe in terms of GDP. It's among the leading countries today in terms of science, technology, and engineering. And in France, Paris should be your top choice of city because everyone knows that Paris is amazing for tourism and for exploring, but not a lot of people know that it's an amazing student city as well. Uh, you have majority of your companies in Paris, and any restaurant that you go to, you're going to be able to get student meals. I'm going to be talking a lot more about this in the coming slides, but that's just a brief introduction. So to sum up, while studying in France, you have many English taught programs. You do not need to know French to study in our university. Your degree is going to be recognized worldwide, and you've got great opportunities for your stay period after you graduate. Again, this is something that I have a particular slide on, and I'm going to be talking about it in detail. So, a quick introduction about us, who we are and where we're from. École Polytechnique was founded in 1794 by Napoleon. So, we've got a long history behind us, and we've got our very own museum to showcase that in our campus. We're situated right in the south of Paris, near a beautiful region called Versailles. Our campus stretches over 160 hectares. Heads up, if you do end up here, please feel free to check out the Chateau de Versailles, which is literally a palace in Versailles. And we've got many honorable alumni behind some major scientific and technological breakthroughs. So, if you're thinking about studying abroad, I'm pretty sure that you've done your own little research. And as you can see, École Polytechnique ranks among the top universities in the world and in France for science, technology, and engineering. We also go by the name IP Paris, as you can see on the bottom of your screen, which again, second in France and 46th in the world in terms of university rankings, and first in France and 12th in the world in terms of employer reputation. We have been ranked consistently on the top because of our three main values, which are, as you can see, excellence, accessibility, and human scale. At the heart of our academic approach is our mission to train leaders in every field that we have. When it comes to our excellence, École Polytechnique programs always offer multidisciplinary courses. So if you choose a degree, you're not just going to be studying about the program that you chose, but you're also going to be able to discover different subjects within that program. As for our accessibility, our main goal is to make sure that our university is accessible to anyone and everyone around the world. Any student that deserves to be here will be here. We have an unbiased approach in terms of our applications. I'm pretty sure Florence is going to talk about this in detail. And as for our human scale, École Polytechnique has low ratio of student to faculty, and we do this to ensure that our students have easy access to our professors. If you've ever visited our website, you would see these these three words pasted on all nook and corners of our website, which is education, research, and innovation. As of today, École Polytechnique has around 3,900 students, and we have 501 researchers. We offer research in pure and applied sciences with over 23 laboratories. As for our innovation, we are in tune with our students in labs. We have about 400 plus startups started since 2010. We have our very own building called the Dahi X Innovation Center, which was an innovation center founded by our students. And it happens to be my favorite building in campus, actually. I have a slide with the picture of the campus towards the end of the presentation, and I'm going to show you that over there. So this goes on to say that we have no limits. Like I mentioned before, we've got some big alumni behind some major scientific and technological breakthroughs, be it in space, be it in politics, be it in Nobel Prizes, or in the stock market. So that's a little bit about us. Moving on to the programs that we offer, École Polytechnique offers program from the bachelor to the executive master's level. Today, we're going to be talking about the MScT programs. So the MScT program, the Master of Science and Technology programs, we offer 5 themes with our MScT. So that, as you can see, is economics, data science, environment, artificial intelligence, and computer science. Today, we're going to be talking about the Visual and Creative AI program. Last slide for my part. I'm going to finish up quickly. So what makes our programs unique is the fact that we are a small cohort. We work with the best students to give them the best experiences. Like I mentioned before, we offer multidisciplinary training. So at École Polytechnique, if you choose a program, you're not just going to be able to learn about the program, but you're going to be able to dive deep into the topics that surround that program. As for the hands-on experiences and industry collaborations, for this one, I would advise you to check out our website because we have our numerous academic and industrial partners listed up right there. If you join our program, you're going to be able to take part in multiple scientific conferences, workshops, events that go around all throughout the year. I'm sure the program directors are going to talk about this in detail again. So that's what makes us unique. Like I mentioned before, our 5 programs in computer science, today we're going to be talking about the Visual and Creative program. I'll leave the stage to the directors.
Hello. So VICAI means Visual and Creative Artificial Intelligence. So let us explain a little bit what this is. Next slide, please. Okay, so the first pillar of VICAI is artificial intelligence, and I take it in the general sense of intelligent system, either operating on their own or helping humans to achieve challenging tasks. And we will focus on the task on creation in VICAI, but also it can be task of autonomous motion for instance, for 3D virtual agents or robots, for instance. In fact, visual and creative AI, in the history, artificial intelligence was based on 2 complementary approaches: modeling knowledge and reasoning mechanism with expert systems, and learning from data. And this came to a very fast development, especially in the last 10 years, with deep learning, reinforcement learning, and more recently, in the last 5 years, transformers, generative models, graph neural networks, deep reinforcement learning, and we will really focus on this modern kind of AI in our program. So this program is as a fence between applied math and computer science, and was created in partnership between these two departments of École Polytechnique.
Can I move to the next one, Mahiba?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Please, next. So the second pillar is the visual and creative aspects. When I say this, in fact, I mean all kind of multimedia contents that you could want to generate, but also to capture and analyze if they are present in the real world, or analyze, edit them, or learn from them and generate new ones. It encompasses images, sound, videos, but also 3D shapes and full animated virtual worlds modeled in 3D, like for instance in the Avatar movie that you see on the top right. And so it's in terms of visual contents, it has a fence between computer vision, analysis of real images, and computer graphics, which is creation of new content in 3D. In fact, these domains are great domains to illustrate AI methods. Here there are some old images of the use of AI to do that, but it was the first examples at our main conference, SIGGRAPH, for instance, to automatically color a black and white picture that was taken in the 40s, I think. And then another example where you take the face of somebody and you resynthesize in 3D the lip sync and the shape of the around the mouth and the lips, and you make this person say something else. So this is the first use of this. Of course, this can be used in deep fake. This can also be used for if you have a video game or a movie to double in another language, for instance. So all this belongs to this addition of visual contents. Of course, there are also more recent advances using AI, the use of deep reinforcement learning for animating physically based virtual actors, such as learning their motion controller, and the use of generating models for generating either 2D videos or either 3D environment that then can be explored in virtual reality, for instance. Next. Some examples of application. While you have followed this master VICAI, you could work in the following domains. For instance, processing online audiovisual contents. For instance, how you select and edit media for education, in cultural environment, or else synthesizing virtual actors in 3D to have virtual assistants that are really 3D, or for serious games, for movies. Training autonomous vehicles of drones, because we are very close to the methods used for robotics. So these assets should adapt to their dynamic environments, and they are trained in virtual as well as obeying specific rules. Or designing and generating, simulating new products. All the design nowadays is done in virtual, is done with digital models. So this is already also a great application. Companies such as Dassault Systèmes look very much in the direction of AI to generate new versions and maybe also personalized versions of new products. And this is also true in the field of fashion, for instance, for garments. And also fabricating and controlling soft robots from personal assistants to microsurgery. I think so medical application. You will have also courses that will lead you to this kind of direction. In the first year, or in fact, our first year is in part common with other tracks. It's called multimodal artificial intelligence, and it will present both foundation courses and advanced topics. So the core, in fact, in the mathematical part, is that you have a very good level in statistics to really understand what is under the models and why they are converging. You will have also some computer science refresher. Then you will dig into the topics of computer animation, but in parallel, machine learning, computer vision, data analysis. And for the more advanced topics, you will be studying deep learning, image synthesis, AI in video games, generative modeling. This will be ended by a period of research internship, which is between 4 and 5 months. And you have a first experience either in a public research lab or either in the industry. Most of our students prefer to go in a research and development parts in some company. Then in the Master 2, you will have a first period of courses where you will have more advanced courses on deep learning, NLP, which is natural language processing using large language models, learning on 3D geometric data, and my own course, which is on creative and generative models in computer graphics, in 3D computer graphics. And then in the second period, you will have an introduction to a lot of emerging AI application, from robotics to neural networks verification, for drone controllers, for instance, virtual reality, the design and fabrication of soft robots, and so on. And you, in parallel of these 2 periods of courses, you will do by pairs of students a transverse research project with an industrial partner. So you have 1 afternoon per week, which is freed in your second year, to use whatever you learn in any courses to solve a problem from a partner. So it really enables you to think globally of all what you learned. And this ends by a professional internship, which will last for 6 months usually. It's between 5 and 6 months. What I didn't say, it was in the previous slide, sorry, at the bottom, is that you don't only study science in this master. One of the specificity of the MScT is that you have also some transverse courses. They go from humanities, English, and some sports to what we call MIE, which is management of innovation and entrepreneurship. And in this realm, you have a seminar which is called Ethics, Law, and New Application of AI, which is to really think about what would it be to create your own company in AI when you are out of this semester. Thank you. Next slide. Okay, so in summary, the key highlight and skills is that you will acquire core technical knowledge on deep learning, on large language models and the way to process natural language, on computer vision, on the synthesis, the creation of 3D contents, on robotics and autonomous systems. You will have an introduction, how AI is used in those fields, and the focus on AI for creative and visual computing. You will have a little bit of emerging domains, such as AI for virtual and augmented reality, soft robotics, and the large language models. In fact, it's in between, because if I want to create, for instance, a 3D virtual avatar able to speak, or even print a robot that is able to have expression and so on, a large language model should be mixed with the other topics of visual and creative AI. And you will have this, of course, this also uses reinforcement learning to train these chatbots and these robots. You will have some practical exposure from the research internship in the M1 and the M2 to the industry-centric project and lab session, such as the transverse project I was explaining about. And you have this interdisciplinary approach, which is unique to École Polytechnique MScT, with humanity, ethics, foreign languages, and so on. It's a comprehensive learning experience because you have the same numbers of labs, the same numbers of hours of labs. That's the number of hours you have attending lectures from professors. And you will be able to meet and learn from industrial experts. Next. Okay, that's all for me. Maybe she will present what remains.
Yeah, sure. Thank you so much, Marie-Paul, for the presentation. I think, sorry. Yeah, my name is Xi, and yeah, I'm also co-director of this master program. And here I'm going to show you some real stories of the students in our program on different years. And this something maybe may interest you, because if you do this master, you may ask the question, okay, what I'm going to end up with? Like, am I going to some big companies? Am I going to do my PhD in some top universities, working on some interesting project? I think here, all these stories provide you a very interesting testimony and record what kind of work and what kind of project you will be get involved if you join our master session. And here the first story comes from Henry. Henry did his bachelor in computer science at UCL in London, King's College London, which is very good university. And actually here, Henry did his M1 internship, which means the first year master internship at ASML, which is a very big company. For people who don't know, it is almost the only company in this planet can fabricate chips like GPU graphic cards or Intel CPU cards. That's almost the only company who's ever been doing that. It's like a huge company which has a valuation of around 400 billion, maybe dollar. So Henry did his internship at ASML, which is I think it's in Netherlands, yeah, and work on graph neural networks to improve the accuracy, to improve the performance of this semiconductor fabrication and the printing process, which is a very great project. For me, I think if I'm not wrong, this is missing here, but you may want to correct me. I think Henry won the award of internship for this year, right? We finally found a way to have some prizes for our internship. So it means that if you do internship with our program, you will have a chance to win some awards and prizes, which can be a very interesting highlight to add on your CV. And let's go to the next example. So we got four different student stories here. Next one is for Sandro. Sandro is Italian, who did his bachelor study on computer science and AI in Milan, and he did his M1 internship at Dassault Systems. So Dassault Systems is also a very famous French software company, which they have many good softwares, very known platforms like CATIA, SolidWorks, if you're working on 3D and design, all these things. So basically, people use these softwares to fabricate, vehicles, airplanes, satellites. So this is almost the most important software in this domain. And Sandro did his internship there, working on some very interesting generative 3D object editing problems. So using prompts to you guys may be very familiar with nowadays, generating models, text to image, text to video, and similarly, Sandro working on something like how to use prompt to edit the 3D objects, which is, for me, it's very interesting and cutting edge frontier project. You could be maybe interested. And okay, yeah, let's go to probably next one. So this also M1 project. The next one is Alfonso. Alfonso did his education in Madrid, University Polytechnic of Madrid, who did his internship at Amazon. I don't think I need to introduce Amazon to you guys. So it is one of the biggest high-tech company in the world, and it's been working on some business intelligence project. And what is, for me, it's very crazy. It's like he even received a return offer as a software engineer by doing this internship, which means after the study, if he wants, he could go back to Amazon and work there, which is a very great opportunity to go into some super huge companies. And to my latest knowledge, I think, Alfonso sent me the mail for the confirmation of the internship. He is going to do his second year internship in Bending Spoons. So Bending Spoons is another company which is almost the biggest generative AI company in Europe. I think it's based in Milan, and they are like around 40, maybe I'm wrong, but it's around 10, 14 billion dollar valuation. So it's still very big company of generative models. So you see where our students working in the most frontier labs and most frontier research and development department around the world, on the very big tech companies. And if you go to the next one, our last one, the story of Mirat, who did her previous study at artificial intelligence in Carroll, and she worked. This is the second year internship, so it's going to be 6 months. She worked at Dallas. Dallas is also a very famous French company. They're doing a lot of different things: aerospace, defense, cybersecurity, digital technologies. So here we want to show you all the. I think, yeah, to my knowledge, Mirat, if I pronounce it correctly, Mirat is currently working at Paris on an AI startup company as well. So here we could see these examples and get a big idea of how our students doing our internship and where they're working and on which project they're working on, and to show that our students are being able to go into very big companies and working on very, very interesting projects. I think that's something you could probably eventually benefit if you join our session, our master program. That probably be all for us, right? Okay, if you go to the next slide. This is going to be the, yeah. Maybe I'll let you to do this, Maibon, the academic prerequisites.
Oh, okay. So for the
Yeah,
prerequisite,
okay.
we had already a question. In fact, ideally, the candidate should hold a double bachelor degree or double major in mathematics and computer science. But applicants with other degree will also be considered if they have a solid skill set in these two subjects. And alternatively, you could have you could of course have a degree, a bachelor degree in either of the two fields, and have a strong knowledge in the other field. This will be tested if you are pre-selected and interview. We will test this knowledge during the interview. I can tell you. To enter directly in the Master 2, applicants should hold a master degree or Master 1 level, which is a very good bachelor. So some of the bachelor have lots of ECTS, so they can be considered directly for the M2. In applied math, but then the applied math part should already include some machine learning, and the computer science part should already include some visual computing courses, such as computer vision and computer graphics. So you will need, of course, to already know most of the M1 background if you wish to apply directly in the M2. Anyway, you an admission in the M2, and vice versa. If you apply to the Master 2 directly, but we think you need the Master 1, you will be accepted only to the Master 1. I hope it's clear enough.
Perfect.
Next.
Thank you, Marie-Paul, and thank you, G, for your wonderful presentation. I'm just going to take over a little bit to talk about our student life before I leave the stage to Florence for admissions. So talking about accommodation, so some of our MScT students, as you can see, can apply for accommodation in our campus. So your campus accommodation is going to be just 5 minutes away from your classes. We offer rooms which are individual and shared. And when I say share, you're going to be sharing your kitchen, your restroom, and your living room is still going to be separate. We also offer, as you can see, some student areas such as large communal rooms, co-working spaces, music rooms, and a code recording studio. And I don't know how many of you saw in the previous slides, but I noticed that every testimonial that we had was from a different nationality. And that, I think, speaks a little bit about the experience that you have here at École Polytechnique. I've had, in my time that I've interacted with some students here, I always I hear them saying, I make friends by just staying in my apartment and cooking together with other students. I get to try food from different countries. That is so cool. So that's just a little bit about how student life works here and how you can maybe break your ice with some of our other students just by staying at your accommodation. As for student support services, we have two teams, one called the Basics and one called the Career Center. So the main goal of the Basics, which I think it's about 4 people, is they're going to be there for you on your day one as soon as you arrive on campus. It's a dedicated unit to help you with your administrative activities. It could be setting up a bank account, your health insurance, just helping you get settled in campus. We also have a team for the Career Center. So the Career Center, basically what they do is they go around helping you with your resume, how you can optimize your resume in your internship search, finding the roles that fit for you, et cetera, et cetera. So it's a dedicated team again. And I remember I interviewed someone from the Career Center team. So if you want to know more about them, feel free to check out our social media and our website. You're going to be able to see them. As for our campus life, so we have a student organization for every level of education that we have. So we've got a student organization for the bachelor's, we've got one for the civil engineer, and similarly, we have one for the master's. And the one for the master's is called MOX. Pretty cool name, actually, now that I think about it. So MOX, what they do is they go around organizing events all throughout the year. They organize cultural events, sporting events, social events, academic events. So yeah, a pretty fun group. Again, they have their very own social media. So if you want to see what they do in real time, feel free to check that out. We've got, like I mentioned before, a very own museum to showcase our history. It's pretty cool. It's situated right below our library. And then you have your traditional campus facilities like a restaurant, a food truck, a cafe, and we have our very own lake. Again, something that I'm going to show you in my last slide. As for sports, as you saw, we have about 17 sporting facilities. We really do believe in a healthy mind, healthy body concept, and we have almost 45 plus full-time and part-time professors in sports to teach you different sporting activities. These are some of our indoor and outdoor sporting activities. Now, the goal behind these sporting activities is not just to help you play along, but to also teach you how to manage and lead a team. So that's for our sports. Now, I know that you saw some slides about where the MScT VICAI students were able to work and what they were able to do after their program. This statistic that you see on the screen is a general number of all our MScT program graduates. So 71% of our MScT students were able to receive an offer before they graduated. And as you can see, they go around in different industries from consulting, banking, finance to IT, media, internet defense, environment, and energy. So that's for the applications, and I'm going to leave the stage to lovely Florence.
Yes, thank you very much, Ruti. So for the application process, as we mentioned earlier, the pre-selectives are quite straightforward. You either have an engineering degree or bachelor's degree, or you're about to have it this year, 2026. And you need, of course, a strong English level. All the courses are taught fully in English, so we expect you to have a C1 level. Now, you will have to attest this C1 level with an English language certificate, either the IELTS or the TOEFL or the Cambridge Advanced. If you come from a country where English is a native language, you can just submit your passport, or if you have fully studied all your education, your higher education, you fully studied in English, then you can submit also a certificate from your school stating that all the courses you followed were in English. That's also acceptable to exempt you from an English test. And in the online application, which is on our own application platform, you will have to fill in the form with all your information and provide a few documents. Now, the first thing I want you to submit when you start your application is the referee's contact details. So you have to choose 2 referees. At least one must be an academic supervisor, so a professor, a teacher, lecturer, someone from the academic world, and of course relevant to the program you're applying to. The other referee can be either academic or a professional supervisor. So really start with those 2, because the referees are usually the ones who take the longest to provide their letter of recommendation. And if you want to make sure that your application is complete by next Monday, January 12th, make sure to start with your referees. Then we will need your CV. Make sure to highlight your educational background. We need your full transcripts of grades, not high school, but everything post-high school. So every thing about your higher education, make sure you supply all the transcripts of grades with the grading statement. And also we'll need your personal statement. We help you with that because we actually provide a template of 6 questions that you just have to fill in. You just have to answer the 6 questions, very easy. And finally, the application fee is 90 euros, and with 90 euros, you can apply to up to 2 different programs. Very easy, very practical. Make sure if you want to submit your application for the second round, which again is closing next Monday, January 12th at noon, make sure that everything is complete. So make sure you have your reference letters, make sure you have all the documents, and make sure you have paid the application fee. It really is important to have everything set up. And finally, based on that online application, we will select the best of you guys to invite you to an admission interview. This will be an online interview. It's not so much of an exam or a test, not at all. It's really more of a conversation with the admission committee. And we will assess your motivation, your scientific knowledge, relevant to this program, of course, and any accomplishment you want to talk about. So that's it for the application process. So for the fees, it's been updated slightly because so the annual fee is 15,400 euros. That is the basic tuition fees for any students, whether you are French or an international student. This is the price, and we have a few reductions of price in case you are a student from IP Paris, which is a school that we partnered with. And now we have a few financial opportunities, financial aids for you. We have some scholarships, which are mainly merit-based, so academic merit-based. They are mostly available in the first and the second round, which is very important for you. If you are interested in a scholarship, make sure to apply in the second round, because in the third round, there is no guarantee there will be any scholarship left. And then we also offer some free interest loans with some banks that we partner with. So that's also very interesting. Now about the CAF help, this is a French government help. It is kind of on hold for now, so I'm not going to talk about it, but maybe you will benefit from it later. And then finally, you also have in year 1 and in year 2, you have to perform an internship. And if you do perform it in France, you are entitled to compensation. So that's also a great way to lift the financial burden also. So this is the admission calendar. Yes, just quickly. Again, I
Sorry
really
about that.
insist because it's important. No worries. I really insist because it's important. So the kind of middle dark blue that you see is the second round of admission. We're coming to the end of it. Again, it's 5 days left. So if you haven't completed your application yet, please hurry. Make sure that you are part of it. Now, if you feel like you are not ready to complete it just yet in the 5 days coming, you can still apply in the third round of admission. Just know that scholarships opportunities are almost inexistent in the third round, but you can still apply for sure. We still admit students in the third round of admission, and you will have then until March 9th to complete your application.
Perfect. Thank you, Florence. I'm just going to finish up some last few information. As you can see, after your student visa, so this is something that I always get questions about from potential students, which is, what can I do after I graduate? How long can I stay in France? So after your graduation, if you do choose to stay in France, you can reside in France as something called a job seeker or an entrepreneur. So this is for your visa, the title of your visa, and this lasts for about a year. If you do choose to leave France, you have something called the VLSTS, which is Visa Long-Term Étudiant or Student. And this lasts for about 4 years after you leave France. So you can leave France, look for a job, and re-enter again. And as for the French citizenship, if you study in a higher education in France for about 2 years, if you choose to do a program that's for 2 years, you will be able to apply for your French citizenship after 2 years after your graduation. So this is like a shortcut way for the French citizenship. But something that I would advise to watch out is exemptions. So this really does depend on each nationality and the country that you're from. So please feel free to check out the exemptions on the Campus France website. So that's about it. And as I promised, picture of our beautiful campus, green campus. As you can see, this right here is the lake. A lot of fun activities happening here all throughout the year. You can see some barbecues. You can see people going on rowing. Pretty fun spot. I often see people just having lunch at the middle of the day. It's not that fun in the winter because you have a lot of snow and sometimes it's frozen, but for most part of the year, it's pretty fun. So this is your main building. This is where you're going to have majority of your classes. You've got your auditoriums, your restaurants, your library and museum, etc. right here. This, as you can see, is your sporting activities and gym area. So that's what goes around there. And that, as you can see, the brown building right there, my favorite spot in the campus is the Drahi Innovation Center, beautiful building. Again, founded by our very own students. So that's that. And all throughout here are your campuses. So that's the aerial view. Pretty fun, pretty exciting. So hopefully we see you all here one day and pretty soon. So now we're open to taking questions. So any questions that you have, please feel free to hit us up. Do not hesitate, do not hold back. Anything that you have, please feel free to let us know. I also want to know from the audience, how did you like the presentation? What do you think about the program? Are you excited? Do you want to know more? Okay, so we have a question. My apologies that I already. Are you opening up spots for the second year, or is it only because
Yes,
it's M1 with
in fact, I can answer directly. It's maybe more like,
Okay,
yes, we are
perfect.
indeed opening slots directly in the second year. For example, students of École Polytechnique, generally they join us directly in the second year. And we are also taking every year, in fact, we are taking about 15 to 20 students really maximum in the first year to leave maybe 5 seats for students that who enter directly in the second year. So there is less possibilities, but still you can be considered directly in the second year.
Perfect. Rehan, I want to know more as I find it very interesting. I enjoy avatars. Yes, I find that pretty cool as well.
Yeah.
Yes, feel
And is there any age limit for this application? In fact, there is not. And this is funny because among our students, we had a student who was maybe between 40 and 45, who was a previous student of École Polytechnique, and he created his own startup company. He ran it for 15 years. And then at mid-career, he wanted to come back to studies to really learn modern AI and be able to create a new startup. And after his 2 years of study as mid-career in our MScT, then he founded AI Stroke, which is a medical application of AI, and he's now running a new company in the US. So you see, you can do it at any age.
Does one need to apply for the merit-based scholarships separately? I think Florence will be able to answer that, maybe. Does one need to apply for merit-based scholarships separately?
So, no, you don't have to apply separately. It's just that in the application platform for just entering the program, you will be asked if you are requiring a scholarship, if you're interested in one, and this will be assessed by the scholarship committee, which is independent from the admission committee, and they just assess all the files, all the application of everyone. And it's a few different criterias to assess who is deserving of the scholarships or not, because obviously we don't have scholarships for everyone. That would be beautiful, but we have to make very hard choices. So you don't have to apply separately. It's just all in one.
How many candidates apply compared to the 15 to 20 places? Question from Bernard.
I think that maybe Florence knows better, but if I remember well, the year we had only VICAI, called at the time AI Vic. So most we had was 200 candidates in the same year, about 200. Now we have more AI tracks in the MScT. So if we have 100 total during 1 year, this is perfectly fine. This gives you more opportunity to be accepted in a sense. And there is another question, which is, do we offer some pre-master preparatory classes for the program? We don't offer this during one full year, because then you would have to pay for that preparatory year. It would be too expensive for you to have one more year. But we offer 1 week or 2 weeks, sorry, 2 weeks at the beginning of the M1. You have 2 weeks of refresher courses before starting your Master 1. You have refreshers in statistics and you have refresher in computer science that you follow during the first 2 weeks, while you have also some inclusion activities and other activities. So it enables to refresh what you really need to start your courses. In the first year, you are in classes which are in common with École Polytechnique students. So it's quite high level, as we already said. It's excellence, it's high level in both math and computer science.
And it's all included in the program.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. These refreshers are included in the program.
Yes. And then Felix
So in the
asked,
second year, like in the first year, the ratio between lectures and labs is half and half. So it's both academic oriented and practical, as the previous students mentioned. And some of the courses, you have a final exam, but other courses, you have a project. You have a project, or you have an oral defense, a presentation of research papers. So you acquire all the skills that you will need if you work either in research or in the industry.
and then they have the internship, which is like
Yeah.
really applying everything they've learned.
Yeah,
So that's
of
really
course.
intense.
You will not
What-
need any website for the refresher courses because they will be given to you.
Yep, it's all part of the program, so it's all part in the academic year. The first few weeks are refreshers to make sure that everyone is on the same level. Everyone gets reminded of maybe things they've seen or learned 2, 3 years ago, and so everyone has a good fresh start to then really apply some new knowledge.
Yeah, something that I would also suggest for this is something that we say to all our students is try to get in touch with our current students and our alumni as well. I hope I'm not wrong, but I think we do have a Unibuddy system on our website. You can just chat with our students directly. Feel free to check them out on LinkedIn. We have our very own social media as well. Feel free to check that out. The reason I stress about that is also because you can get in touch with students from our university who are here already, and they can tell you more about what they did when they applied. So that's that. Do we have any more questions?
You can ask questions about the application platform or process. You can ask questions about the courses. You have two track directors right here for you. So take that opportunity to ask all the questions you might be curious about. We have one more question. Oh, Pan. All right. Thank you. You're welcome, Pan.
Thank you.
Anything about life on campus, really now is the time to ask all the questions. Now, if you feel a little shy or if something is just slipping out of your mind, of course, you have the GD admissions email address. My colleague and I manage it. We answer every email. So if you have any question, please feel free to reach us out, and we're very happy to answer all emails and to help you out the best we can. Now, did some of you already started their application? And where are you at in the application? Is it complete? Is it on its
Very interesting
track?
question, actually. Yes, we would love to know this. Jeremiah,
Okay.
Felix, Liz. I'm so sorry again if I'm butchering your names. Shramana, Prehan. Have you guys started your applications? Are you planning to?
Oh, that's a long one.
Felix. In the language skills part of the application, I think there is an issue. The box where we can answer is titled exempted of an English test, and the possible answers are yes, no, not yet, exempted. It looks like yes and exempted actually means the same in this way. Thank you for noticing that, Felix. You are right. You are totally correct. We have to proofread that, but thank you for letting us know. And indeed, if you tick the box either yes or exempted, it'll mean the same for us. So if you took an IELTS test, you can say no, not yet, because you are not exempted from the test. You have to show off your test. People exempted from the English test are English native language, English language native, sorry, it is late in the afternoon to me. Or if you followed all your courses of higher education in English. Otherwise, you have to take a test and show off the results to us. And it has to be a C1 level minimum.
Okay, I have the question from Jeremiah. For the thesis, can the student do it with the supervision of a faculty member and a company with an interest in the project? So in fact, it's a bit different from other countries. It's not really a master thesis. It's called here an internship, and you can do it only with a company if you wish, or you can do it in a research lab with a faculty member. And you can also do it, of course, with a faculty member plus a company if the faculty members and the company has a contract together on a research project or so. So it's completely free. And of course, if you do your internship in a company or with a company, then what you develop can be used in a product.
And actually, Marie-Paul, on that, can you maybe explain how the internship is evaluated, or because instead of a thesis or a master's final work, it is the internship. So how is it evaluated after that?
So first of all, the internship topic needs to be validated before the internship starts, because we need to check that the topic that is given to you by a company, for instance, or by another lab, which can be anywhere in France or in a foreign country, is not necessarily with us, even if you stay in a research lab. So we need to check that this topic is relevant to your studies. And to be relevant to your studies, it needs to be about some research level work or development to be done related to visual computing and mostly to AI, to machine learning and AI. And so we check the topic before it starts. Then you do the internship, but you have also a reference tutor among us, you have a tutor in charge within the faculty of École Polytechnique. So in case you have a problem during the 5 or 6 months, you can always refer to somebody. Most students don't have any problem. Then you attend your defense. You have a defense to do in front of a jury, which is in September. Beginning of September for the M1 and end of September for the M2 student. And then, of course, we evaluate how innovative your work was, and you need really to have the internship topics needs really to be something novel, having to develop something novel, just not debugging something or reading a paper and re-implementing it. So and of course you will be graded according to that, and these grades counts for quite a lot of ECTS, I think 24 if I remember well.
And Shraman asked a question before that about housing. So in the application form, you might have a question that asks if you are requiring an on-campus accommodation, and you just have to tick a box. You say yes or no. And if you're not sure yet, I would strongly recommend you to tick the box. Just say that you want an accommodation. It's easier to say yes now and then to decline later than the other way around. To decline now and then later say, oh, by the way, is it still possible? It's going to be tougher. So make sure you say yes now. If you are unsure about needing an accommodation, just say yes now and later you can decline. That's really much easier.
All right. Thank you for answering my question. I'm really enthusiastic in joining École Polytechnique in the next enrollment. The curriculum really fits into my professional development and research ideas. Yay! We're glad.
And of course, we hope to
Welcome.
see you all in an admission interview at least. We hope to
Absolutely.
meet with you and exchange with you, ask you questions, answer your questions. we would be very excited to get to know you all.
Perfect. So I hope we have answered all your questions. If you do have any more, please do not hesitate to contact us at GD Admissions. With that, wishing you all a very happy new year, great start to the year, and thank you, Florence G and Marie-Paul, for the wonderful presentation. Hope to see you all here soon.
Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you, Shruti.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank
Have a
you.
great day.
Goodbye.
Best wishes.